Welcome to the KayaCast podcast, presented by Kaya Push, the cannabis software making people management easy. The KayaCast is all about helping cannabis retailers launch, grow, and scale their business. I'm your host, Tom Mulhern, and I want to invite you to join us each week for conversations with thought leaders in the cannabis industry about their experience and expertise of working in the cannabis. On today's show, I have a conversation with Patrick Grenier. He is in marketing for a company out of Montreal, Quebec called PreRoll-Er. And as the name suggests, PreRoll-Er is a manufacturer of pre-roll machines. And as I spoke with Patrick, he really went into some of the challenges in building machines that can create quality product. And we had a good conversation around the product that dispensaries are carrying and the importance of the quality in the product. And so let's jump right into the show and my conversation with Patrick. Patrick Grenier is the coordinator of marketing for PreRoll-Er out of Montreal, Quebec. After 34 years in the printing industry, he made a switch to cannabis because, well, cannabis is such an amazing industry to work in. PreRoll-Er specializes in manufacturing of validated solutions for pre-rolls or other cannabis products. As a market leader in manufacturing industry, their solutions have been tested and proven. Their machines are designed to help you save time and resources and really to maximize your profits. So Patrick, welcome to the KayaCast podcast. It's great to have you all the way coming from Quebec, right?
Yeah, hi Tom, how are you doing? I'm doing great here.
Oh, that's so good. I'm really glad we got this chance. You're actually our first manufacturer that's on the show, and I'm just going to start this off by saying one of my guilty pleasures is there's a show called How It's Made, and it shows like the manufacturing process of how they make crayons and how they make jelly beans. So I'm like so fascinated by the machines that you have, and we're going to jump into that. But that I geek out on this sort of stuff, and I know you have like a video section on your website of how the machines that you guys build and sell, like how they create the product. But just off the bat, I'm a nerd when it comes to manufacturing.
We just hired like a producer for a little movie, a corporate movie, and we shoot it for many days. And by mid November, just before the MJ Biz, we're gonna release that little movie. So how it's done and everything. So they went totally crazy with animation and everything. You're gonna be able to follow the cannabis up to the final stage. It's gonna be so awesome.
Oh, that's sweet. So, Patrick, tell me a bit about your background and how you got involved in the cannabis industry.
All my life, I spent it in a printing industry, which is involved like a publicity agency and everything. I was owner of a printing shop, and then I decided to switch to manufacture my own printers. It leads me everywhere in the world, where I travel a lot. But at one point, 52 years old, the kids are grown up and everything. So decided to sell everything, close everything, and do something out of the blue, like crazy stuff. So yeah, I'm having a blast. And yeah, now, especially with those guys, they keep pushing the envelope next level every single day, I can say. And it's very exciting, especially it's going to be exciting with the next years because what they develop here, you have seen nothing yet. To be honest, you have seen nothing. The industry it's booming because don't forget it's only been only 4 years here in Canada.
It's brand new. What's kind of your background with cannabis? Because, um, you know, like you said, it's a new industry. So, did you have previous experience with cannabis, or is it something that was brand new as well when you came in?
When I was young, weed was weed. Now there's thousands of different strain and this and that, and then there's new tarpine in there, the technology, cookies, candies, and juice, and name it. So back in the days, was you buy a bag of weed and you didn't know what was in there. And yeah, I smoked not all my life. I quit smoking for a long period of time. And then when I started back is a couple years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, my wife got super sick. I mean, extremely sick. She has PTSD. She was insanely sick, and she was taking way too many pills. And she decided to take CBD to help her, and it did a miracle. I mean, to be honest, I didn't believe it. So I changed my mind. I enjoy way more the cannabis now because you can have a doobie and have fun with your family and everything. And the morning after, you can get up easily, and it doesn't. You don't pay the price. Let's say.
I've heard that from countless people. The health benefits of cannabis, CBD, from pain to even helping with some of the effects of cancer. And it's just crazy what this plant can do.
It does a lot of benefit. At the same time, I got injured. I broke both of my knees a couple of 3 years ago, and yeah, it helped me a lot because I don't heal very easily at my age. I'm not a dinosaur, but still, yeah, it helps a lot on my health. That's a fact. I can't deny it.
You currently are in marketing for Pre-Roller. So what does Pre-Roller do exactly?
We are specialized in automation in the process of everything around packaging the industry itself. We can bag it, we can put in a plastic container. The main thing is the pre-roller machines, and that's one the name of the company, pre-roller. I can say honestly, this is the best product out there, not because of the numbers per hour and everything. It's mostly by quality, the quality that the pre-roll is done. When the quality is amazing because this is the flagship machine of the company. And we selling machine like there's no tomorrow. We can't build fast enough.
How do you differentiate yourself from the competition in the field? Because I'm sure there's other companies that are putting out pre-roll machines. You talked about quality, but what makes pre-roller really unique and stand out as a company?
Very simple. Very simple. Uh, the way the machine works, it's very user friendly. It's very easy to use the machine compared to some machine out there, which is take a degree, university to drive it. And the rejection rate is very high. I heard some machine is more than 20%. Our rejection rate is 2% and less. The secret of this is the compaction, and we have a patent on this, so we're not shy or afraid of saying it. It's a needle. It's a column-shaped needle goes just straight inside the joint, and while it's pouring cannabis inside, it's compacting at the same time, and it goes from the bottom up to the top. So my compaction is perfectly even. So when you light it, and there's a Dutch crown on top of that, there's no twist. It twists and then punch, so it's easy to light. So when you smoke it, the airflow goes straight in the middle, so it doesn't go like this and go straight on your shirt and you burn your shirt. So yeah, the main difference about the other guys is we don't work by gravity, or we don't shake and hoping that it's gonna go up to the bottom. So there's so many times we create soggy and it goes it flex, and yeah, it's bad quality. And so sometimes I'm asking myself why people spending so much money in the lightning and micro this and developing new strain, building costs millions and millions of dollars, and you create a low end product to represent your strain. I mean, I'm sad when I see this. I'm sad because I'm an entrepreneur all my life. So the name of the game is repeat business in anything you manufacture in the world. So if you could produce a bad end product, I mean, you're just not encouraging the buyer to buy it again.
What are your kind of thoughts on the quality of the pre-rolls that are out there and the products that are out there, and what can we do better?
But the dispensary owner has the responsibility of selling good stuff. And my advice is smoke your product, try it. So to ensure the quality of your service, because it's so difficult today to keep business. I mean, that's your responsibility to make sure that you have the right product on your shelf and which you like your product.
Well, and yeah, being those experts in the product that they're selling, and not just, you know, selling random stuff, but knowing what's on your shelves and making sure you have the quality product. Because I know if I went and bought a pre-roll that was droopy, I wouldn't go back to that dispensary. I'd go somewhere else where they really took pride in their product.
And this is dramatic what you just said, those guys are they're struggling and you're losing business not because of your own fault and because of product fault. It's so that's why I'm saying investigate a little bit more. Just try your product a little bit more. Find out, ask for it, but just don't buy it out of the blue. Ask questions.
Yeah. Now, you're holding a pre-roll in your hand. So what are the steps that are involved in creating your pre-rolls from start to finish?
Very simple. First of all, take the strain, they take whatever flour they want. They grind it up to the size they want. And after that, just put it in a big tumbler and machine turn by itself. So the tumbler goes inside a scale, which is the 0.01 gram accuracy. It's super, 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 super precise. And then there's a cone shape, just the paper. So you just grab the paper, go there, and the machine goes, the cannabis go on the scale, and then shoop, it's been transferred inside the joint with the needle compaction. So it's gonna compact perfectly, and then gonna go to the next step. It's gonna close the top, and then do the punch for the crown, the Dutch crown. And after that, it's taking reweighted again to make sure it's gonna pass or it's gonna be rejected. Reject is gonna be in one container, so we can reuse the cannabis inside, so you don't lose anything actually. But the percentage rate is very low because we control every station, micro control every station. And yeah, the reject rate is less than 2% when you want to run the machine correctly. I mean,
What are some of the surprising challenges involved in manufacturing a pre-roll? Because, it can't just be as simple as you explained it. Is there some challenges there? Like,
took them 40 months to develop that machine. 40 months. That's a long run. Okay. And the challenge was there's, let's say, two major challenge. First of all, in the different kind of strain, because it's something very dry or very sticky, and most of that right now there's a lot of injected stuff, which is which I really like, by the way. But it getting so sticky, you can grab it and you can do a snowball with it, and it's things like that. So it's very difficult. So that part we nailed it. Everything works perfectly, but we had to work around this. The second biggest challenge is to educate the LP properly. A lot of them is they have been in the cannabis industry for 20 years, 30 years, 10 years before it even was legal, and for them to understand the automation and the computers and everything. So you need to learn the technology a little bit more, let's say. It's not a machine that you just dump it in there and it works by itself. Nah, it takes a little bit more than that.
why do you think pre-roll popularity is on the rise? Have you seen that the popularity of pre-rolls is on the rise? And what do you kind of see for the future of pre-rolls?
Sales are increasing like crazy in that field. I didn't expect that. And let's say just in California, the sales are raising like every year. And on top of that, there's 46% of the pre rolls are injected. So there's no way you can do it by hand. Those guys are spending a lot of time manufacturing a special strain, special flavor. So the only way they can control this is to have perfectly even on every single one. So to have that kind of technology and produce all the time the same good, perfect product, yeah, that's the future. I mean, doesn't take a genius. Of course, going to be always those hard guys, the old timers. They want to roll it by hand. Of course, going to be a market for that. That's the market will die. But the main market is the youngsters, the young people. They don't want to roll anymore. They don't get in that no.
Well, and the benefits is that convenience, like you're saying, but also the quality. You know what you're getting in the pre-roll. Like, and now I know there's some people that say the quality of the actual cannabis that goes into pre-rolls, it's like the bottom of the barrel. We'll just throw it in there, but that's not necessarily true anymore, is it?
No, that's a urban legend, which is not the truth at all. You cannot just put waste and re-roll and try to sell the flower. I mean, no, it doesn't exist. I mean, yes, of course, there's some people who try to cut short, but like anything in the world, there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know that, like, speaking to your customers, that actually that's an urban legend, that the flour that's going into those pre-rolls is just as good as the flour they're selling in bulk. I think really for most young people, it is the convenience of having it pre-rolled for you. They don't even know how to do that. They don't want to have a big bong, like, so that convenience, but then knowing that there is quality product that's in there. Now, Thinking about the cannabis industry, like you said, what's something that really surprised you about coming into cannabis? Coming from a completely different career in print and advertising to cannabis. What's something that surprised you about working in this industry?
The challenge is to educate people, and that's up to us. We need to educate people, and that's our dispensary role. That's a manufacturer role. That's everybody's role, uh, to educate people. I don't know if you saw the sign of Tommy Chong with the big sign. THC percentage doesn't matter. See, that's part of the education. Like when you go to the liquor store and you buy a bottle of wine, you don't walk in a wine store and ask it, "Will you have something like 22% of alcohol and I want to pay $18?" And, no, it's not that anymore.
It's helping people move past going just for the highest THC to saying what do you actually need? And that's that, you don't have control over that other than trying to educate people as much as possible. At the end of the day, it's that bud tender that's there talking to the customer face to face saying, yes, I know that people are buying high THC, but actually, if you go with this terpene, it's going to hit your system differently and it's going to help you get the effects that you need, whether it's, pain reduction or just trying to have a nice recreational experience with it. So, yeah, that education is key from the top to that person that's face to face with the customers. If you could sit down with a new dispensary owner and you could tell them one thing, what would you say to them?
Smoke your stuff. Try it. I mean, yeah. And most of the time here, I go to the store, and half of the staff doesn't know jack about what they're talking about. Get educated.
We're talking about big LPs, but what about for those smaller LPs? Do you guys have any sort of things on the horizon for that? Because I mean, they can get these big machines for these big producers, but what about smaller producers?
Actually, that's the niche. We're gonna very focus on this one, because when I joined the company, it was the only big machines, and ask what's for the small guys, because the future is not the big guys; it's the small guys. Small guys become big guys eventually. By big guys just getting bigger, or they close, or whatever it is. We develop a machine. I can't talk too much about it because it's a big launch, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it. It's a tabletop machine, semi-automatic, and there's one version full automatic, and you're going to be able to produce to help the LP with a very limited amount of money, like between 40 and 50K, to have automation for them. And that's going to help them to go to the next level. And the machine won't die after that, because we have option for that machine. So we're going to be able to transform that machine. So let's say you invest 50K and you want to transform the machine for an injector. So to do special brand, maybe you have 500 of those, and 500 of those, 500 of those, and you want to put some different type of tarping in there, maybe liquid or liquid ash, the oil, whatever you want. We're going to be able to take that machine and just swap the tools and make it happen again. And then we want to be able to invest in bigger technology. It's a big leap. It's a big opportunity for us, and especially for the small guys, to finally have something designed for them.
That's really encouraging because, yeah, for those smaller LPs to have that quality product to keep up with those big producers, that's awesome.
They were left alone. And poor guys, they need to hire like 15 people just to roll the freaking thing. And it's a lot of manpower, and that kills you, because, on top of that, you cannot have all the same level of accuracy when you're roll by hand. It's very authentic. It's very fun, but it's a challenge, like a daily challenge for them.
Well, and then that inventory control, all of like you're saying, like quality, consistency, all of that is so much easier when you have a machine that's doing it and you would still have people that obviously are managing that machine. So how do people find out more about pre-roller or the things that are coming up? Like you said, you're going to be at MJ BizCon. I'm going to be there, so maybe we can hang out.
I mean, you have to come visit us, and you have to suggest that you take a nice camera and take a lot of movie on the shoot a lot of movie on this one, because you're gonna fall on your ass. To be honest, it's crazy. It's so simple. You're gonna say, okay, okay.
Make sure if you're going to be at MJ BizCon, visit the pre-roller booth. You're going to fall on your ass because of the new technology that's coming. people can check you out on your website and LinkedIn and all of those sort of things too, right?
Yeah, actually, we're just rebuilding an Instagram because it's very difficult to work with Instagram because all the banned words.
Oh man, we get things taken down all the time. And even though we're not like plant touching, we still can't like LinkedIn ads, all of those things. It's hard, man. It's hard in this industry to do any sort of advertising.
Well, we need to keep pushing because the industry's there. I mean, if you look at the numbers with years, oh, we need. I don't want to miss the parade. I want to be in there. I want to make sure that I'm the first one in front. Yeah.
Patrick, I really appreciate our conversation, and I'd encourage people to go check out your website, check out your brand new Instagram page, and then visit the booth at MJ BizCon, and you're gonna be blown away by what they're offering. So thanks for being on the show, and I really appreciated this like learning opportunity to learn about pre-rolls and everything that goes into it. So thank you.
Hey, thanks for your time. Okay.
It is really important that dispensary owners and retailers really know the quality of the product that they're carrying. And, you know, Patrick's advice to smoke your stuff, um, that seems like a pretty smart insight into really knowing the product that you're carrying. And so, again, I would encourage anyone who's listening to, if you're in a cannabis business, to really know what you're carrying on your shelves, to sample, to train your bud tenders to be that frontline worker in the cannabis business. And so again, I thank Patrick for sharing a bit about the process that's involved in building machines that can create pre-rolls. It was an absolute pleasure talking to Patrick. And I would encourage you all to check out his website, check out their Instagram page, and connect with them at MJ BizCon. I also want to just remind you to subscribe to our show. You can do that at kayacast.fm. And we've got a whole bunch of really great episodes coming up. And we're going to be live at MJ Biz in November. You won't want to miss any of the episodes that we have coming up. Thanks for listening to the KayaCast podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast app, or visit our website at kayacast.fm to learn more about our guests and to access the full archive of episodes of the show. We can't wait to share more stories with you each week of cannabis retailers launching, growing, and scaling their business.